Hello, people. Welcome back to another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs. I am your host, Natalia. Natalia of Earth. I am Natalia of this planet. And this is a podcast on self-improvement, self-realization, esoteric knowledge, anything and everything spiritual, as well as conspiracy theories, law of attraction, current news, and a bunch of other stuff that will help you realize your truest potential. Now, it's raining here, we got the chimes, we got the thunder, we got the birds, so if we don't got it all, guys, if we don't got it all, then what are we doing, right? So, let's get right into this episode, yeah!
ThirdEyeCyphs. ThirdEyeCyphs.
That is right! We're back, baby. We're back, and as you can tell, well, I'm in a good mood. Did I mention that already? Well, I am. Compared to last week's episode, fuck. I mean, okay, so, honestly, sorry, I just realized I cursed. I'm gonna have to make this an explicit episode now, guys. Sorry for all the, minors that might listen to, I don't think any minors listen to this, honestly. But anyway, like I was saying, I don't know. Like I was saying, I'm in a good mood because I don't even know if I've been, like, now that I say it, like, all I kept thinking was, like, dude, I've been so depressed lately, like, but then now that I'm saying it out loud, like, have I been depressed? And I always question that because, like, I feel like, personally, I just, like, I go through these phases of, like, of course, well, depression, but, like, I was gonna say, like, severe depression? I don't think it's severe, but I do go through, like, these spurts of being super depressed, and I don't even think anybody, like, my boyfriend probably, like, I didn't tell him, like, oh my god, I've been so depressed, but, like, because I don't want to tell him, I've been, like, if you guys listen to last week's episode, I'm not gonna tell him that I'm depressed, like, my problems are, like, my own problems, his problems are his own problem, I'm not gonna burden him with my problems, but anyways, it's not even about burdening. I don't even know why I said that. It's just, I hate telling people that, not even people, honestly, I think it's just, like, my partner that I'm depressed, and I think that has to do with, I want to say trauma, but it's not trauma. I mean, it's something that happened to me in the past that I stopped doing, and then now I'm, like, unconsciously doing it, but kind of consciously doing. I don't know. So anyways, that thing, like I was saying, I'm terrible at explaining things, is that, so I dated this guy, and he had dated someone before that was very depressed while he was dating her. And he went through, like, this whole, I don't know what the hell happened, but, like, he went through this whole thing with her, and, like, she tried to kill herself, and, like, it was a long relationship, and it was, like, I guess traumatizing for him, like, he didn't want to have to go through that again. So, if I ever told him that, like, I was feeling depressed, and at the time, like, I was still suffering from depression, like, oh, what the fuck, everybody gets depressed, like, that's it. And he would threaten to break up with me because he was like, man, if, like, I'm not gonna be with you if you're, like, depressed, like, I already went through that, and blah, blah, blah. So, like, I couldn't tell him that I was depressed or felt like I was depressed. And now, even, like, relationships after that, because I've been in a couple relationships after that one, if I'm depressed or, like, I feel depressed, I just don't say it because I don't know, I feel like I don't want them to think, like, oh, like, I'm always sad, like, why would they want to be with a sad person? So, like, I just stopped saying it, and, like, I know that's not the case now, but it's still kind of like an inner little fear that I have that, like, they might become more disinterested in me if I express that I'm sad very often. But I guess we're gonna be talking about that today because I going on from that, like, I was supposed to do, like, it is that evening now, and I was supposed to do the episode in the morning as I usually do, but, like, I woke up and I set the alarm early and everything, and I was awake. It wasn't even like when I woke up from the alarm, I was still tired to go back to sleep. It was just, I didn't know. I was gonna talk about, I didn't know specifically what I was going to talk about, and I was trying to plan it yesterday, but then I was also, like, kind of depressed yesterday, so, like, I can't really, like, think about talking. I don't know, like, I can't think about doing the podcast, I can't think about writing, like, I missed my blog on Monday, and I did it on Tuesday, and then I didn't even press publish, and then it didn't get published till Wednesday, and I just can't really do things, like, I can't think or, like, go about my day regularly, or my schedule regularly, if my mind just feels clouded. So, anyways, I don't even know how that started, so, so, yeah, I guess that's, like, that's what we'll be talking about today, guys, because I couldn't think of anything yesterday, I couldn't think of anything this morning, and I kept letting time pass me by, and I was just like, I'll just do it later in the day, like, maybe throughout my day I'll feel better, and then I actually have something to talk about. So, here I am, in a good mood, gonna talk about things, and it's so funny because, like, I did an episode on, I think, stress, anxiety, depression, I don't know if depression's in there, but, it's easy to, because I have all the tips, guys, you know, like, I can tell you what's up, but I can only tell you what's up when I'm not in that headspace, like, so it's not often that I'm in that headspace, but it happens, I don't know, frequently and often, or just, or just synonyms. Okay, well, I'm not a depressed person, but I do go through periods of depression, so I think that when I go through those periods, I can't even remember my own tips and tricks of how to not be depressed and how to go on about my day. It's like, I know them, but I can't, like, nothing comes to mind whatsoever. And this is why we gotta write stuff down, guys. Like, we really have to write stuff down, especially if you kind of have the same issues as that. Like, I have a list called Things I Love, or Things I Like to Do, and it's just a list of all the things that I love and like to do, and it's just like, so when I get in one of those, like, headspaces, I read through the list to remember all of the things that I actually enjoy about life, enjoy about, I don't know, anything, myself, other people, and it puts me in a better mood. So, I don't know. Anyways, we didn't even get into the whole episode yet, and we're already diving deep. What? How does Ralph Smart do it? Oh my gosh, I used to watch him all the time. Do you guys know who Ralph Smart is? I used to literally watch him all the time, and then I stopped watching him because it seemed like all his videos were the same. So I was just like, this is pointless. Why am I gonna... This is useless. I'm not gonna keep watching this. He goes, I can't remember. He's like, infinite waters diving deep once again. We're here, out in nature, breathing in that good-ass prana, baby. And, yeah, anyways. So, just starting off, how are you guys doing? How are you doing? I'm sorry, I literally just started talking about everything about me and just dumping everything on you. I'm so sorry, I apologize for that. How are you? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing better than me, because... I mean, I haven't even been that bad. Like, I'm probably making it seem like it's pretty bad, but, like, I feel like just everything that has been happening around me has just been, like, weighing on me, and I'm not projecting it. Like, you can't tell that how I feel on the inside from the outside. Like, I'm acting regular, going about my regular day, but then once I'm by myself, or, like, it's nighttime, or I just wake up. It's mostly when I wake up. I'm super depressed when I wake up. And then kind of in the evening, if I'm not talking to my boyfriend, or, like, if I'm not doing anything, it kind of sits in there. But, anyways, how are you? I hope you... Look, it's 6/26, my birthday. We're doing good here, guys. We're doing good here. Well, it is time for your self-care checklist. I'll kind of go through this myself, too, because, like, come on, I need this. I need this, guys. You guys need this, too. All right, water. What are we doing? 8x8 rule. Are you drinking 8-ounce glasses a day? Are you? I mean, Honestly, I'm not, because I'm just bad with water. My boyfriend is so good with water. Like, he drinks so much water. So I think it depends on the person. It's not even like he does it because he's like, oh, water's good for you and drinks it. Like, no, he's just very thirsty and like, he's very thirsty. No, but like, he just likes water. I mean, I like water too, but like, he's always drinking water and he's my idol for that. And yeah, maybe you're better than me with that. I have always been bad with liquids since I was younger. Like, my parents would always have to remind me to drink liquids and, like, remind me to drink water. And, well, okay, so I've been drinking water, but I don't know how much water I've been drinking. Like, it's easy to keep track if you have, like, a water bottle with maybe 16 ounces in it, and then just fill it up 4 times a day. And then that's the bare minimum you should be drinking. So, water. And is it good water? Is it BPA-free plastic that you have it in, or is it in glass? Glass is ideal. Maybe, I don't know if metal has BPA. Maybe there's, like, BPA-free metal. Wood. Maybe you have, like, a wood thing. I don't know. And, yeah, okay, so we got water. Are you drinking healthy food? Are you drinking healthy food? Are you drinking your food, guys? Are you blending it up and drinking it? No. Are you eating healthy food? I mean, okay, are you blending up? You know, okay, now that I said that, you know, I said it by accident, but you get the nutrients faster if it's blended up. I mean, I'm not telling you to blend up all your meals, but I'm saying, like, smoothies and stuff like that. Like, if you like that, then that's great. Are you eating organic stuff? I keep wanting to say drinking. It's like the universe telling me to drink water. Are you eating organic? Dark leafy greens are the top-notch greens, guys. Non-GMO. Why would you want to eat a genetically modified organism? Why would you want to eat an organism? I mean, some of you guys probably eat meat. I know you do. You listen to this and you're like, should I stop eating meat? Or, nah, you're probably just like, nah, like, I'll eat meat anyways. I mean, do whatever you want, but I wouldn't suggest eating meat. I could do a whole episode on that, but I mean, I'm not like one of those like pro-vegan people. I'm not with the meat eating, guys. I'm not. Okay, mental health. This is the good stuff. All right. Are you taking a break? Are you working too much that you just need a break? You should take a break, guys. Breaks are so important. Like, I have been going on and on about this, mainly because, like, I didn't take a break, okay? I stressed myself out with work for, like, a month straight, was overworking, and not taking a break, not caring for myself, and I am paying the, I don't know, is the repercussions? I'm paying the results of that, the bad results of that, which is a $6,400 medical bill because I didn't know how to manage my stress. So this is a sign that if you are not taking a break, if you are not resting or relaxing or treating yourself at least a little bit, at least once a day, like giving yourself that time once a day, you need to put yourself first. I have a little card here next to my bamboo plant that says, "You are essential." I don't know where I got it from. I think it came with like a sample incense from somebody's company. But on one side, it's like a business card, and then on one side it says like the whole business thing, but then on the other side, it's just like a blank card, and then in print it says, "You are essential." So I have it sitting there to remind me that you are essential. You should put yourself first. You should put your health first, your mental health, your physical health, your, what else is there? Spiritual health. Haha. Are you creating? Are you exploring? Are you playing? Are you doing fun stuff? Things that you actually like to do? At least on the weekend, maybe? That's nice. You should enjoy your life. Man, you should enjoy your life because you don't know when the next time, like, you don't know what's gonna happen, alright? Like, you really don't. And it's true. It's true. You don't know. You don't know anything. So live up your freaking days, guys. I don't care what you do, honestly. Like, if you, like, you could be robbing a bank, you could go on a killing spree, like, whatever. Like, of course, I don't, like, condone killing, of course. Ahimsa, non-violence, one of the yamas and niyamas of yogic philosophy. And also, why do I want to say it's well, okay, it's part of the freaking Eightfold Path. Like, we talked about the Eightfold Path, guys. We did speak briefly on the yamas and niyamas, but not specifically in season 1, episode 2, I believe, the yoga types. But yeah, I don't do with the violence. But I mean, if you enjoy, like, just, I mean, I'm not gonna encourage you, but I mean, whatever. What my main point is that you should be doing what you want to do and living up your freaking life, living up your days, living up anything, because you don't know anything. You don't. So, with that being said, I hope you're enjoying your days, or at least doing something fun. Like, literally, if you work all day, but if that's your last day alive, like, you're gonna be upset. Like, wow, that was my last day alive. I literally just worked all day. Like, I didn't do anything, and that was my last day on Earth. Like, you would be upset, right? So at least put one thing in your day so that if you do die, and I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying, like, if anything happens, like, you could be like, well, at least I did that, right? Like, you can have some kind of comfort. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm just trying to be helpful. Okay. Emotional health. There you go. Do you have a support system? Do you have friends or family, or just someone that you can talk to? Do you have a therapist? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a best friend? Do you have a partner? Do you have an animal, an emotional support animal? Do you have somebody that can just, you can lean on or just talk to, at least for a little bit? Do you have a journal that you can journal in? Do you have a place that you can freely express yourself? Are you expressing yourself? And if not, how can you learn to express yourself more? Because if you're not expressing yourself, you're literally keeping all of these feelings and thoughts all within you, and all of that holds energy. So if it's sad thoughts or sad feelings, if they're angry thoughts or angry feelings, you're literally keeping those negative vibrations within your body. You're hosting them in your body, and it's going to cause health problems. It's going to cause mental health problems. It's going to cause lack of energy movement throughout your body, and by this I mean ki or chi or prana, and it's just detrimental, guys. So you need to express yourself in some way, whether it be journaling, whether it be through art, painting, crafting, creating, running, doing sports. I don't know, you get the idea, right? So these are top-notch stuff, guys. Top-notch stuff that we all need to be doing to take care of ourselves. So I hope you guys are all well, and I really do hope you are all well, because I don't know you guys personally. Honestly, I probably haven't met any of you in person unless I know you personally. I don't know what else to say, because most of my listeners I don't know. Like, I probably only know 2 people personally that listen to this podcast, and one of them just started listening. Like, the other one I already knew, and I know she listens. Ice, if you're listening to this, I love you. And then my homie Rajan, who just started listening. I don't know. Text me and tell me you listened to this if you did listen to this. Sorry, I just poked the microphone. Yeah, that's all I know. And then my boyfriend sometimes. And sometimes my other friends, they tell me, like, oh yeah, I listened to it, but, like, I don't know if they listen to it or not. So anyways, most of you guys I don't know in person, so that's, like, how I don't know if you guys are okay. And even my friends that I do know in person, like, I don't talk to them every day, so I don't know if they're well or how their, like, well-being is. So I'm just saying I hope you guys are well. Like, and if you're not well, where are you lacking in your life, and how can you fix that, or how can you change your perception on that? Because whatever is happening in your life is a direct reflection of how you are either feeling on the inside or what you're vibrating at or resonating at. So if you're not liking something that's in your external reality, maybe you should look within and see what's wrong in your internal reality, or see, okay, like, why do I feel like this is wrong? Like, say something is happening in your life and you're like, and you don't like it, but then you have to ask yourself, why don't I like this? Why does this make me feel uncomfortable? Why does this make me upset? And then that can bring you back to other places, and then maybe that will help you shift your perception on things. And then you'll attract more things that you are meant to be resonating on. So, anyways, again, I hope you guys are well. And yeah, if you're not well, maybe, again, like I said, maybe you can, but then I was gonna say, maybe you can, write to me and we could talk about it. Or you can join the ThirdEyeCyphs private community on Facebook. It's a private community Facebook group that you can get like a mentor or a teacher or something, and we could all, we can help you. We can discuss these things. So, I hope you're well. And yeah, so I did pull cards for us today. I pulled a card for us today. I feel like I'm having a fever right now. I don't know if it's because I'm putting in so much energy just to speak, or I don't know. Maybe it's just warm. Maybe I'm just warm. I feel overwhelmed. It is taking like a lot. Like I don't even know why I have to do this podcast episode weekly, but it's just I haven't been all there recently, guys, and I'm trying, and I know you understand, and that's all I can say. So I did pull a card for us, and you know what we got, guys? You know what we got? Okay, well, let me first say that I pulled originally from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Now, for those of you who know, that is an affirmation deck, but it does give us a really good reading. So, when I first pulled from the Universe Has Your Back deck, I got these two little owls that are like sleeping and cuddling kind of, and it says, "When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real." When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. And the first thing that came to my head was, since there's been a lot of stuff happening in my life and has been making me feel depressed and anxious and worried, I wrote in my most recent blog post, one of the lines was, "To have fear is to not have faith in God. I keep reminding myself." And that's the first thing I thought of, because all the things that I fear and that have been coming up for me to fear, it's just showing me, because now I have that quote in my head that I'm like, I'm not having faith in the universe. I'm not having faith in God. And I'm fearing things that are out of my control, and I'm fearing that the universe doesn't have my back, or that God doesn't have my back. And that's absolutely incorrect. So when I first saw this card, it was kind of like a reminder, because this is basically what I think to myself almost every day when I have these feelings. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. When you actually put your whole heart and faith into believing that everything is going to work out, and that the universe is watching over you and the universe has your back, then peace does become real. Those feelings just wash away because there's nothing wrong. You feel like there's something wrong because you're trying to hold on to something. You're trying to control something. You're trying to attach yourself to something. But when you surrender, when you lean on the faith of the universe, nothing is wrong. Nothing is happening. All is well. All is still. Peace becomes real. So if that wasn't a smack in the face, the next card I pulled was from the Energy Oracle card deck that I have. Who's it by? Sandra Ann Taylor? I think it's by Sandra Ann Taylor. And the card that we pulled, guys, is the World card, but in reverse. Now, I've pulled this World card on the podcast before. It had to have been early, pre-COVID. But I have pulled this card a couple times on myself. But I've always gotten it right side up, so this is the first time I've ever seen it upside down. Now, the world card usually represents looking at the wider picture, the world, right? Looking beyond the horizon, what's more out there. So when this is in reverse, it seems as if you're thinking very narrow-minded. You know, the picture is this guy standing at this pier, staring out into this vastness, and there's the giant world. It's like Earth in front of him, and he's staring at the whole entire planet of Earth. But in reverse, it's as if he can only see the pier that he is standing on when the world is out there right in front of him. But he can't even comprehend it. He can't even think about it. The only thing he can see is this pier that he's been standing on. This little square wooden thing on the water that he's just standing on. And he feels like he can't leave the pier. He can't get off. He's just stuck there. So what this card is telling us is that you're severely limiting your view of things. You're thinking too narrowly, either in your options for action or in what you feel you deserve. You may be feeling boxed in by old ways of doing things, not quite sure of how to expand. This card is telling you to think creatively, outside of the box you find yourself in. In addition, you may have emotionally painted yourself into a corner, surrounded on all sides by energies such as fear, short-sightedness, limited thinking, or self-doubt. But you still have the option to let all of that go. And this card is trying to make you aware of that so that you can let go right now. And you can see beyond the horizon what's around you and what's waiting for you. Now, the affirmation for this card, if you guys want to say it with me, is my life expands into boundless horizons with unlimited, powerful energy. A world of possibilities is open to me now. My life expands into boundless horizons with unlimited, powerful energy. A world of possibilities is open to me now. So the end result of this reading is that since you've been thinking so narrow-mindedly and you're limiting yourself to certain options, you're not letting yourself see the potential of many other opportunities or roads or routes that you could be taking. This is telling you that you need to have faith. You need to just trust. You've probably been feeling very overwhelmed of, all of these things maybe, and you just don't know what to do, and you're trying to make the right decision, but you can't even really figure out which is the right decision. And you're limiting yourself to certain options, maybe options that feel more comfortable to you, or normal, things that you're used to, and you're limiting yourself to those options. So you need to have faith in the universe, because everything that is meant to happen to you will happen. And if you really want something and you're putting in the effort to get it, there has to be some sort of surrender there in order to allow that into your life. So leaning on the universe, leaning on the faith of the universe to help you expand your options or see bigger than what you've been seeing. So So, that's it, guys. That's it. That's the reading. That's the end of the episode. Goodbye. No, I'm joking. Imagine. I'm trying to have humor. I don't know why every time I talk, like every time I do a podcast episode, I swear, these things happen. I don't know why, like, if I'm talking for a really long time, like, just straight up, like, keep talking, my nose starts to clog up, and I always, by the end of the episode, I'm, like, super stuffy for some reason. Like, I wasn't stuffy at all, and then as I'm talking, I get more and more stuffy, and I just need to blow my nose. And another thing that happens is, like, It's really weird. I burp a lot. I haven't burped or anything. I'm not saying that. It's gross to even say. But it's weird. It's like, why? Because I'm talking, so I'm digesting? Like, I don't understand. I don't know. That was weird. Anyways, so because I just don't know what to say. But we did start talking about all that stuff before everything went down. I don't even know what I meant, like what that meant to be. Let's talk a little bit about how... Okay, there's two things we could talk about here. Because I kind of started on both, but it's like, what do I want to continue with? Let's talk about cultivating personal power through depression, okay? Now, this is what I was going to talk about. Like, yesterday I thought about it, and then this morning I was like, how am I ever going to talk about how to cultivate personal power through depression when I can't even cultivate my own personal power through this to even talk about it? So, but I'm a little there right now, so I think we could get by. So, first and foremost, how can we get our personal power back through depression? Now, I think I'm just gonna kind of go through what I do, even though I did previously mention that it's hard for me to even remember what I do, just because I'm in that headspace. So, let's see. Schedules. I feel like schedules are a great way, and even my Ayurvedic counselor said that schedules are, like, well, especially for my type of energy, when it comes to Ayurvedic healing, I guess you could say, routines and schedules work great for my type of energy, because I'm very busy-minded, I'm very, like, here and there, like, gotta do this, gotta do that, I'm very always action-based, and I'm always doing stuff, and it's hard for me to slow down sometimes, and that's kind of what I mentioned before with the hospital bill, is because I just keep going and going and going until I break, and that was my breaking point, and that's never happened to me. Not that specifically, but with the going break part, that was me at school. When I would be in high school, and I would just be going super hard at school, like, putting all my energy into it, putting all my stress into it, like things that I couldn't even do. Mainly, this was more towards my junior year when I was in physics. I was ahead because since I moved around so much my entire life, like, my school credits and classes and the order, the way things go, always got mixed up. So I was ahead my junior year in science class. In 2 different schools, I was ahead in science class because something happened where, like, it got mixed up. And I was in physics class, and I was supposed to be in, like, something lower than physics, probably chemistry, because I was in chemistry the year before, which was still ahead from where I was supposed to be my sophomore year. But it was the hardest freaking thing ever, guys, and I stressed myself out so much because I just wanted to pass, and I would literally break down, and this happened in multiple subjects, like, in school, and I just got so tired of school because I kept pushing myself until the breaking point, and I couldn't do it anymore. I literally couldn't do it anymore. I don't know what would have happened to me. But anyways, like I was saying with that, is that schedules, anyway, like, going back to schedules work great, especially for my type of energy that keeps going, because if I'm always so busy, like, doing everything, like, I'm not doing anything in a set routine, and there is no stability there. It's just all chaotic action. So I think that routines or schedule, or kind of setting up what you're gonna do throughout the day, sort of, but don't really limit yourself to it, because I feel like you can get overwhelmed, like, if you're not making it to the next task by a certain time. Like, you don't want to do anything crazy like that. What you need is at least a morning routine, or something small, like, if it's super hard, because, like, coming from somebody who deals with depression, but not as bad as people who have chronic depression or have it way worse than I do. I when I was younger, probably middle school, but mostly my freshman year of high school, I like self-diagnosed, because I wanted some sort of diagnosis, because I felt like I was crazy and I didn't want to go to a mental doctor. I couldn't talk to anybody. I was so bad at communicating that like my mom kind of knew, but like I don't know, she didn't know if she knew, so she tried to talk about it, but I didn't talk, so then she kind of never talked about it a lot, so I didn't really get the help that I feel like I should have or needed. And where was I going with that? Oh, so during that time, I self-diagnosed. Like, I did a lot of research, like, oh, I've been feeling this, but this is how it happens, and blah, blah, blah. And then what I've came to the conclusion through all this research was that I had recurrent brief depression, and it's called, like, short for RBD. And I would always say, I wouldn't say to people, like, hey, I have RBD, but I would tell myself, like, in my journal, like, if you read my diary from back then, I would be like, yeah, it's the RBD or whatever, I don't know. Maybe it could have just been me, like, over-exaggerating or whatever, but it's recurrent brief depression. So I get very depressed for a short amount of time, but not often, but it happens reoccurringly. It's kind of like seasonal depression, but it doesn't go by like the seasons or anything. It happens for maybe 2 weeks, and then I'm just normal, and then like maybe a month could pass, even like 5 months could pass. It doesn't really matter. There's no like set time, but then it'll happen again, and it just keeps happening. And it used to be way worse when I was younger, just because I didn't know anything about my thoughts. Like, I probably wasn't even aware of my thoughts. Like, this was all before I woke up. This was all unconscious, sleeping version of me being young. Because, like, there's a lot of people that I know, not personally, but I'm thinking, like, little young Buddhas and, like, people who start their spiritual journey early and have the ability to start early, because I want to say because of built up karma, that their next life they just became woke. I don't want to say woke, but awoken earlier than other people, just because they kind of were, their last life they were a little more ahead. So this was like complete unconscious acting, and yeah, so I want to say it's very different for people who may have it worse than me, because I probably have like the very bare minimum, but see, routines and schedules, like even if it's something small, you have to start off small. So when you wake up, at least drink a cup of tea, like even if it's one thing, or do yoga at least, or drink a glass of water, or go for a walk outside, even if it's for 5 minutes, or even just step outside your door and breathe. Something that you can do every day that doesn't put too much energy. And even those some days, those super hard days that you can't even get out of bed, that you don't even want to do that, but you know it'll bring you some kind of peace or stability, bring that into your day. Even if you don't want to, drag yourself out of bed or off the couch or whatever, and just do that one thing. And it will bring some sort of comfort or grounding to you. Alright, what's next? So we do that. We at least have one thing. And then the next thing I want to say is, you have to express yourself in some way. Write maybe a journal entry, even if it's short. Draw a picture or get a coloring book. This always helps me. I have like a mandala coloring book. If you just have like either a complicated coloring book, doesn't have to be too complicated, or even an easy coloring book, and just like color or do something. Like, you have to do something. And I can't even, like, you have to do something. Like, I'm just trying to give you tips from my own personal experience, like how to cultivate your personal power through this. And you have to do something other than think about whatever it is you're thinking about, or you have to put yourself in a sort of mindless state. And now I want to say meditate, because, like, of course, like, just meditate, you know, that's how you get better. But how can you meditate when you're just feeling so down? How can you do anything when you're just feeling so down? And I absolutely understand. I get it. So that's why I say do something easy, whether it be a coloring book, draw a picture, scribble on paper, write a diary entry, hammer nails into a wall, hang up frames, redecorate your house, rearrange your room. Something that you're not in your head, or you're not just sitting there, you're not just being with that feeling. You have to do something. You have to put your body into action. You have to put your mind into action. And this will help you gain personal power because you're allowing the energy to flow. Now, I don't know what the energetical body looks like when you're depressed or, you know, kind of stuck in that. But I do know that when you are moving energy within you. When you are creating, you are moving the energy within you. So I feel as if when you're depressed or you're sad and you're just sitting there, your energy is very stagnant. It's very settled. And it's hard to come out of that. So if you move around, whether it be, you know, doing, like, yeah, and that's why I said, like, sports before, like, you go for a run, scream outside your window from the top. I mean, if you have neighbors and they're gonna think somebody died, maybe don't do that, but go into, like, an open field and then scream. Cry. If you were sad enough to cry, like, because sometimes I would be so, like, it's weird, like, I'll be super depressed, but, like, I can't cry, because it's not like I'm depressed about anything specific. A lot of the things that, when I was younger, what I would do, and that's why I said it was unconscious thinking, is because I would keep replaying over and over again in my head the thing that I was depressed about. Certain things happened in my life, and I couldn't get over it. I kept replaying it in my head. I kept reliving it. I kept feeling like I was still in that situation because I was putting myself still in that situation. And I felt like I couldn't come out of it. And I was just reliving it over and over again and telling myself, oh my gosh, everything that's happened to me, it's so bad, but it's not happening anymore. Well, it kind of was still happening, but it's like I kept thinking about past stuff and I couldn't get over it. And then once I became aware of that, it was really weird, because once I awoken to my thoughts and my conscious thinking, and I can become aware of my thoughts and how I am and how my energetical body is, and once I became all aware of that, there was nothing for me to be depressed about. And I got over all of the stuff that I had been tormenting myself with for years, because it was in the past. There was no need for me to be reliving it anymore. So that was it. You would think that, it's over. Okay, like, gone, depression gone. And I still kept getting depressed, but I didn't know why. It wasn't over anything specific. Like, I was over what happened in the past, and maybe, it's still built up energetical trauma, because I've done a breathwork workshop, and I talked about this in the episode, my breathwork experience or something like that, where I couldn't barely move. My hands were so cramped up, and I got like these lobster claw hands, and it was an extremely painful experience. And I read about it, and it said that happens because you're releasing a lot of trauma. And I didn't even think that I had trauma within me. I mean, I was never physically abused or, I want to say raped, but like anything that sounds very bad, like that's never happened to me. So I wouldn't think that I had trauma. But from what that experience was, it like, I guess I might have like unreleased trauma. So when I began to like continue getting depressed, and I didn't know why, I was like, is it my body used to being depressed? Is it my, like, something within me is still like attached to that, even though like mentally I didn't care about any of that anymore? It was as if it was still happening, and it still happens to me. That's why I say I still get depressed, but it's weird. It's not like towards anything specific anymore. It's just some days I just can't. And it could be just a human thing. But, and even like, I went to the doctor recently. It was like personal. I went to the doctor recently and I had to take like this mental health quiz, and I know that if you answer certain, like, I'm not dumb. Like, if you answer certain questions, they're gonna be like, oh, do you need, oh my gosh, my cat is, ugh. Come on, you're stopping the rain, Haku. Get out of here. Mwah, mwah. Get out of here. Hello. Mwah. You happy to be here? She's just sitting here and she's happy to be here. Hi, you're happy. Happy. Mwah. So I know if I answer certain questions a certain way, they're gonna be like, do you need help? Like, we should get you help. You're a danger to yourself. So a lot of questions I didn't answer correctly because I don't want help. Like, I don't need help. I'm literally like, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna be annoyed. Like, it's just gonna add on to my annoyance. Like, I'm already annoyed with myself, guys. I don't need like a professional person to be annoyed with. But anyway, so the reason why I mentioned that is because I didn't want to mark for severely depressed, because it was like very minimal, like not depressed, normal, and then it was like minor depression. It was like mild depression, and then there was like severe. And I answered some questions like incorrectly because I didn't want to be marked as severe. Like, I didn't want to make it seem like I was super depressed, because I'm not, but I didn't want to answer the questions like that. So anyways, I marked for mild depressive, I don't know. And so the doctor had talked to me about it, and she was like, do any of these things affect your daily activities or your daily life? And this is like the number one question that they ask. And even like the internet, you look it up. If these like feelings or these thoughts stop you from accomplishing regular daily activities, then it could be harmful, or it could be, I don't know, I guess harmful. So I told her sometimes, like, not all the time. Most of the time I just push through, because like, it's not like I can't just fucking sit here. Like, if I could, I wouldn't do anything, guys. And I'm telling you this, like, but then I would get even more depressed from not doing anything. But I just have to. Like, I have a cat I have to take care of. She's so high maintenance. Like, I have to take her to the vet. She has her own health problems. I have to feed her. I have to take care of her. And not only that, I have a job. Now, I could just not go to my job, but then I wouldn't get any money, which means I wouldn't be able to survive on my own. I wouldn't have a house. I wouldn't be able to feed myself. So then it would just keep spiraling downward, and my life will just get even more terrible and terrible. And then what else why would I do that? Like, I can keep going on with my life, and I could keep persevering through this stupidity that I have to go through sometimes. But my life is okay. It keeps going. If I were to let it spiral downward, then it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. And not that it's bad right now, but like, it'll just go downhill, and that'll just make me even more depressed. So why would I even do that? So, anyway, I don't know how I started talking about that. Basically, if these thoughts and activities are affecting your daily life, like, we can manage this, guys. And I know a lot of people, they take medication for depression, and I don't know how that works, and I don't know if it helps, and I'm sure it helps some people, and I'm sure it doesn't help some people. Like, my friend, or my old roommate, I don't know if she took depression medication. I think it was depression medication. But that sometimes it would make her feel worse. And then she told me when she got off of the medication, she actually started feeling better. So, I don't know. It's to each his own. But I think that, let's just go back. One, schedule. Do at least one thing every day that you can do every day. Or read a little bit. I don't know if you like to read. Second thing, find a way to express yourself. Get that energy within your body moving. This is how you will raise your vibration. Now, that just kind of made me want to say that those feelings of depression, or those kind of down feelings that you're feeling, those are low vibrational feelings, guys. These are low vibrational feelings. And I feel like so many people, and the more I talk, the more I think, because I know people who are on the path and do suffer from repression, and I feel like people who are on the path often deal with this, and then that kind of goes back to like how my depression turned into like, okay, it was about a certain thing, and then once I awoke to those certain things, then I released it, but then I started becoming depressed about other things that I didn't even become aware of, that I didn't even know what they were. But it began with it just starting as feeling depressed, and I didn't know why. But the thing that I still say, but I was saying at the time, and I still say to this day during these feelings, is that I just want to go home. And me personally, I have moved around so much in my life that I didn't have a place that I could call home. Like, there is no place that I can say I just want to go home, because where I am at that moment is home, but where I was last month was also home, and the year before that was a different home, and it just kept changing different homes. That what can I say? I miss home. What's my home, right? And when I became aware to, I want to say, the Atman, the place that resides within me, that is the same that resides in all of us, but remains in the universal consciousness of the universe, of God. That's, once I became aware of that's where I came from, this infinite vastness of things that I can't even comprehend, I just kept wanting to go back to that. And then my depression morphed into me just like, why do I have to deal with this human experience? Like, and that's kind of where my depression still stems from, is why do I have to deal with this human experience? And then, like, of course I hear like, well, I signed a soul contract, I came here for a reason, like, there's a reason I came here, like, I knew I was supposed to do, like, I still haven't accomplished what I came here to do because I'm still alive. If I were to die, then I accomplished what I did, but like, there's a reason for me to be here. I did it on purpose. Like, I have to keep telling myself that. And then also, to question my life here is to question God. And I feel so ashamed for doing that, because well, now, but I wasn't at the time, in the beginning of all this, devotee to God, to the universe. And I feel as if, like, I'm, like, just, like, denying this experience. Like, why do I have to live this? Like, why did you put me here? Like, questioning infinity. Like, how could I do that? And so going back to what I was saying, is that I feel like a lot of people who are on the spiritual path, this is kind of like their problem too, is that they also feel that longing, because once you become aware that your soul is part of, like, the super soul, I want to say, you know that that's your home. You have that true feeling, and this is what becoming awake is. And it's not like being aware of the conspiracy and like, oh, you're woke. Like, no, the soul, your soul becomes awake. You are no longer identifying with the physical body, but the soul, or the energy that resides within you, that knows it's a part of something bigger, that knows it's a part of something that's universal. And seeing all of the suffering and the pain and the things that you have to go through in this waking life, it's as you just know that, like, you are beyond that. And you just want to go back to that space where you don't have to deal with that, or you don't want to be in your thoughts, because you are not the thoughts. And that's another thing that happens to me, is because I think so much, and I say that, you know, my energy is very sporadic and here and there and everywhere, and it's the mind, and I can't deal with it, and I don't want it anymore, because I know I'm not the thoughts, I know I'm not the mind. And that's kind of, it's just like, it's stuff like that. So going back to what I was saying, is that These are low vibrational feelings. Depression, anxiety, these are all resonating at low vibrations. Now, if we're on the path, of course, we don't want to be at these low vibrations because we're not connecting to Source. We're not connecting to God. We're not connecting to our truth. We're not connecting to our Dharma. We're not connecting to our purpose if we are vibrating on these low resonance frequencies. So, how can we raise our vibration? 1, put life into your space, into your room. Crystals. Get ethically sourced crystals, because a lot of crystals are farmed and not sourced ethically. So if you want to bring the earth element into your house, bring plants. I know a lot of plants are farmed too. Maybe get those ethically as well. Or grow your own plants. Grow from seeds. So bringing the elements within your space, candles, fire, those raise vibration, those add natural light into your space. Open your window, let the sunshine in. Crystals, mirrors. Study feng shui. Rearrange your room so that the energy is high, because there are, again, feng shui, there are many ways that if you rearrange your room a certain way, if some things are certain things, like certain things are in certain places, it might not be the best for your energy, or it might be creating low energy areas in your room, which could be bringing your vibration down without you even knowing it. Crystal water. This is a thing, guys. You get water, you put a crystal in it, a charged crystal, and you put it in your water bottle and you drink it, it'll charge your water. This is a very good way to raise your vibration. Another thing, eat fresh fruits, organic, non-GMO. I mentioned this earlier in our self-care checklist. Organic, non-GMO. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, things with high prana. Not dead things. Dead things, okay, also meat. If you are depressed and you're eating meat, stop eating meat. If you really want to stop getting depressed or being depressed, you need to stop eating meat, because you are eating the energetical suffering of that animal. You're eating the meat. Everything holds energy. We all understand this. If you're listening to this, you also understand this, okay? Your meat holds energy. The energy that it died with. That animal was tortured and was suffering most of its life before it was murdered and killed and put onto your plate. So you are eating that suffering. You are eating all of that violence that was put onto that animal and all of its feelings. And you are ingesting it, and you are making it a part of your energy. So that's another thing. You gotta stop eating meat. Sorry if I seem angry. I'm probably more angry at myself. I feel like when I sound angry, I'm just angry, like, not angry, but like, I'm trying to affirm it to myself. And I also want to affirm it to you. I feel like I'm aggressive in my ways of trying to help people. Like, there have been times that I try to tell my grandma, before she ended up in the hospital, I told her, no, while she was in the hospital, no, was it? She had just got out, when she first ended up in the hospital, and then she ended up coming back home before her whole surgery and everything that's been happening recently, and I actually got to speak to her, because now I can barely even speak to her, but I feel like I yelled at her, because I was like, you have to take care of yourself, like, you don't understand what you're doing to your body, but it's as if I'm, you know, punishing her, like, trying to tell her demandingly. I did the same thing to my mom. My mom, like, I don't know if it was over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, something had happened, and I tried to tell her, you need to change your life around. What are you doing? But I'm doing it so harsh, and I felt so bad. And I don't know. I have to change. I have to change that about me, guys. I feel like I'm very demanding when I'm trying to help people, and I feel like it's because I'm frustrated, because it's not, I don't want to say it's so easy to change your life around. It's so easy to do these things, but I don't know. Maybe it was the way I was raised, right? That's for the next episode. I want to talk about how our childhood shapes us, because I feel like when my dad would try to tell me to, like, try to affirm, when he would try to affirm something to me, like, you have to do this or whatever, it would be very harsh, and it was very scary, and I feel like I was very emotionally and mentally kind of abused in that way when I was younger, just because he was so harsh and straightforward and in my face and yelling and demanding of things that he didn't even need to be, about me doing my homework, about me taking care of myself, about me going to the doctor. Like, everything he does is very like, you gotta do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, even if he's doing it because he's worried about you. So maybe that's where that comes from for me. So I'll try to be more nice on you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to make it seem like I'm attacking you, because I'm not. This is a very serious topic. And I think it's because since I go through it, and anybody who is benefiting from this or listening to this, like, I feel as if you are me, because we are all the same person. And if there is a part of me that can get something from that, from telling you that these are changes that need to be made, if you really want to make changes in your life, this is how it has to be done, then I feel like it'll kind of hit you in that way. But then everybody has their own things. Like, some people don't learn that way. So I'll try to be more mindful, guys. I apologize. But we just hit the hour, so I think that's it. So funny. People always like, wow, your podcasts are an hour long. I think that's a pretty good... I've seen some podcasts do, like, so long. Like, there's this one person who follows me, and they just started a podcast, and I went to go listen to their podcast, but all their episodes were, like, almost 2 hours. I'm like, there's no way in hell. Like, I feel like I cut it close with an hour. Like, I'm surprised people listen to the whole hour, but I don't know. Anyways, guys. So, to wrap this up, we have number 1, schedule. Do at least one thing a day that you can do every day, even if it's to go outside and breathe, or to practice pranayama or chant for 5 minutes. Do something. 2, what was it? Express yourself? Express yourself. Find a way to express yourself. Get that energy moving. 3, raise your vibration. Raise your vibration. There are so many ways to raise your vibration. And literally, like, I think that that's the main key. 1 is dealing with the traumas, I feel. What is it that bothers you? List everything that is bothering you. What are you depressed about? What are you anxious about? What are you scared of? What are you tired of? What are you upset about? Everything, write it down and go through one by one. Where is this coming from? Is this even your trauma? Is this even your energy that you are feeling? Because it might not even be your energy. You might be hosting somebody else's energy within you. So go through that. I feel like get to the root of the problem. Then, once you work everything out mentally, we can deal with the energetical body. So this is raising your vibration, raising the vibration of your space, raising the vibration of your diet, raising the vibration of your actions, your thoughts, your words. And yeah. Cultivating personal power through depression. Do at least one thing that you can say you did that day. At least you did that. Remember that you are part of the infinite. How can you gain personal power through depression? Know that you are not the body. You are not this physical existence. You are part of the entire universe. You are part of this sacred geometry that runs through everything, every little single thing. There's something bigger out there. You are a part of it. There is so much magic in this universe, in this world that we can do, that we can create. We can create things with our thoughts. Remember that you are a magician, that you are badass. That you are God himself, herself, itself. You are infinite. You are energy. You are not your past. You are not your traumas. You are not what happened to you 5 minutes ago. You are not what's happening right now. You just are. There's just isness. There just is. So live. Do what you want. Be happy. Do what you want. Stop feeling like you have to do things that other people want you to do. Do something that you want. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done, guys. I promise. I love you. Peace. I hope I helped something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I haven't. I started off this episode all like, I don't really know. Like, you see me right now, right? You see me. You understand me. This is probably like a mental breakdown episode. Okay, it's not a mental breakdown. I'm not going crazy, guys, okay? Maybe I am. Please tell me if I'm going crazy, because I will. I will do something about it if you guys say that I feel like I'm going crazy. Now, I've just been under, not a lot of stress. I don't want to say a lot of stress. But I do feel a little stressed, but not really. There's just a bunch of things that I can't control that's happening. And the only reason why I'm stressed is because I want to try and control something that I can't control. So, I'm just dealing with stuff, as we all are. And I want to help you guys get through whatever you're going through while I try to help myself get through whatever I'm going through. So, I hope you get something from this. I love you so much. I do. Every single one of you who is listening to this, I genuinely love you. Like, my soul recognizes the divinity of God consciousness within me. Recognizes the divinity of God consciousness within you. So, with that being said, I'll close this lovely episode with a verse from the Tao. Let's see if the universe picks a perfect verse for us. Come on, Uni. Verse 52. The beginning of the universe is the mother of all things. Knowing the mother, one also knows the sons. Knowing the sons, yet remaining in touch with the mother, brings freedom from the fear of death. Keep your mouth shut. Guard the senses, and life is ever full. Open your mouth, always be busy, and life is beyond hope. Seeing the small is insight. Yielding to force is strength. Using the outer light, return to insight, and in this way be saved from harm. This is learning constancy.